Over to you then, mate. In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Italy and welcome to the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari for races 93, 94, 95 and 96 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship. We are now way past the halfway mark in the season and we are now on our way towards the showdown, not too far away now from that fight for the title. I'm Adam Bath and tonight it's a shower tutti to Alex Simpson, former World Championship Grand Prix Series driver. Because this week in the car it's at the turn of Andrew Woodhouse. And Alex, I'll bring you in first. Imola, relatively new circuit to iRacing. It's been on the service now for just under a year, I think. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty technical circuit, as it has been the last few weeks for the Formula Renault cars.
Yeah, hello everybody. Good to be back as always. You're right. Nice, nice track. I think it is just over a year, isn't it? Weren't we having a little mess around with it just over a year ago? I think that probably was unofficial mess around with it when we were doing it. But yeah, like I say, very technical. Tricky for this car. The curbs are really, really high, and of course we run these cars with about 16mm of clearance on the front end, so it's going to cause some havoc. Throw in a couple of really high chicanes in there as well, and it becomes quite a tricky track, and setup sometimes has to be compromised for consistency. So you might see that today out there, those that have just absolutely gone, balls to the wall kind of thing, and those that have just gone, well, let's go for the safe and try and make sure we get around without making any mistakes to see how it sort of pans out for them all.
He's just driving down the pit lane now, I believe. It's a ciao tutti to Andrew Woodhouse, our colleague who's in the car this week. Probably a good bet after the chaos that I caused last week. There's no Ruota della Fortuna this week, but I think you might have a good chance of getting a top 10 anyway this week.
Ciao ragazzi, ciao a tutti. Yeah, it's not going to happen a good result, I don't think, here, but we're going to try our best and see how it goes. All races tonight, I know it's going to be difficult, but a bit of a spin in the last lap of qualifying, so I didn't quite get a chance to come in and get out in time for another one, so that's my qualifying done, but it doesn't look like it's last, so I mean that's a bit of a positive at the moment, I think.
Yeah, Roy Verkane, Kip Stevens just behind, so we'll see what goes on when the race gets going. Not too long before the end of the qualifying sessions. There's a few more laps that need to be set, and just under a minute before the checker flag comes out. We'll use this time to run you through the championship standings going into this race meeting. It is Jack Keighley that's atop of the championship by 223 points over Martin van Nieuwsenoord. They are in reverse order on the grid. Van Nieuwsenoord currently on provisional pole, 400ths ahead of Keighley in second. Paul Denton is in third, highest of the AMs. The highest of 4 AMs, because then it goes Stephen Baxter, Jos Honig and then Christian Rose. Samuel Lebert not racing this week in 7th. 8th David Baker, 9th Rafe Cullinan and 10th Kip Stevens. Of course, Baker looking set to not be in the championship too much now for the rest of the season, and Samuel Lebert because it is a very tricky entry to pit road here, and he doesn't want to replicate what he did last week. Maybe not. That's me being harsh. Paul Denton leading the way in the AM standings. Second is Stephen Baxter. Third is Jos Honig. Fourth Christian Rose. Fifth Rafe Cullinan. Sixth Kip Stevens. Seventh is Tom Depker. Eighth Josh Thompson. Ninth John McCutchinson, and 10th John Godfrey. And in the team standings, it is still a fight between Faker, SimSport Europe and Apex Racing UK. However, there is a 4,500 plus gap between the two of them, with Apex Racing Academy in third, CQR Club in fourth, and ProSim in fifth. Just so we can clarify this, that is not the reason why Samuel Lebert isn't racing today. But yeah, qualifying session just coming to an end now. We haven't got too many cars going round at the moment, Alex, I don't think. Is Tom Depker just coming through the final corner now?
Tom? Yep, just to set his time. What does he get? Does he improve? He's in 8th place at the moment.
Fractionally slower, yeah.
Yeah, 1/10 of a second slower, unfortunately, so no improvement there for Tom.
Christian Rose just improved then, but it wasn't enough for him to get any higher on the grid. Yannick Ongener now on his way, currently 5th. Comes across the line, does a 41.1. That is not an improvement, slower by 1/10 on his personal best. We're just waiting now for Kip Stevens, but with a car with that damage to the front, it's going to be a minor miracle, I think, for him to improve on that time.
Only allowed one car, of course.
Yes.
So, I mean, you could have come in and changed that, I guess. Huh? Maybe he just did that on the previous lap, though. Maybe he didn't have time to come in and change it. It will be surely faster than it is, but
not enough to improve his
by a lot,
position,
no.
though. Right then, let's run you through the starting grid then for the opening race of the day, round 93 of the British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship. Martin van Loozenhout then starts on the pole, 1:39.839. Then Jack Keithley in second, third Paul Denton, Stuart McFadden up in fourth position, good job there. Yannick Ongano in fifth, sixth is Christian Rose, seventh Jos Honig, eighth Tom Depke, ninth Rafe Cullinan, 10th is our colleague Andrew Woodhouse, Oliver Verkane 11th, and Kip Stevens in 12th position. Stuart McFadden joining the grid pretty sharpish, same for Christian Rose, then Andrew Woodhouse joining it there, and Alex, the driver's just getting the necessary fuel in the car for what will be a 15-minute race.
Yep, obviously the first race we just on time, aren't we? Just to work out exactly how many laps it's going to be, and then that's the amount that we have for the rest of the evening.
Expecting we're going to see quite a bit of the slipstream in full effect down the front straight, the run from Ravazza all the way through to the Tamburello chicane.
Yeah, I think so. You can get a good exit out of the final corner, then there's definitely opportunity to make the move. You get quite a draft with this car, so but it is quite technical. So this will be a circuit where I think drivers will be able to scamper away if they're genuinely a little bit quicker.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing shades of Sonoma, but we might do. We're just waiting for the last two cars to take their positions on the grid. Roy Verkane, Kip Stevens starting on the back row of the grid, and then we'll get the racing underway, and we will see what happens. 4 races, 4 reverse grids because of the amount of cars. So whoever is the last classified finisher, whether that is one lap down or on the lead lap, will get the reverse grid pole.
Looks like I'm about to get more poles in one night than I've ever got in my whole career.
It always makes up the numbers, that's what it's all about, but we're going to now make up the lights.
Green, green, green!
Green flag in the air. Good start for Martin van Loozenhout. Second is Jack Keithley, but Paul Denton in third as well. No real change in terms of position, but now we go on the brakes into the Tamburello chicane for the first time. And up the inside goes Stuart McFadden. He's going to go wheel to wheel with Denton, but it's going to be Paul Denton that comes out on top. Stuart McFadden having a little look at the inside there on the exit of the first chicane. And Alex, looks like everyone's through the first major trouble zone pretty safely indeed.
Yeah, no problems there, I think, for everyone. So that's good to see. Keithley straight onto the tail of Martin, and those guys jumping away already. 1.2 seconds clear of Paul Denton, and a mistake for Martin.
Oh no!
Keithley by Martin will recover. I don't quite know what happened there. Let's get a tiny little replay and see what happened.
Just as Yannick Ongano gets by, looks like Martin might be suffering with the cold tyres in the early going. So he gets onto the AstroTurf, Alex, exit of Tosa.
Oh, he does, and he actually just manages to save the car, and Keithley manages to miss him. So both drivers very lucky to still be in this one.
Oh my goodness me, Christian Rose in the middle of the track, and thankfully everyone is able to avoid him. And I think you probably would have heard Andrew Woodhouse a bit worried about that. Because Alex, that was the exit.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's Depke and Woodhouse. And that is disaster already. We're barely half a lap in. Tom Depke's out of the race. Andrew Woodhouse might be able to limp on. But Alex, first half of the lap, it was all pretty clean.
Having a little look on replay now just to see what happened.
Oh, there's a bit of front wing damage to Andrew Woodhouse's car.
Yeah, just the front wing there, Andrew. But yeah, just Tom just losing it in exactly the same fashion that Martin lost it, just on the Astro there.
He's able to carry on.
Decently,
How's the car feeling after that?
It feels alright, yeah.
And again, we did
Shame,
drive.
I was up to about 6th place, I think.
I know, yeah, it was a good start. I was seeing some overtakes going on in the background, but yeah, all at the end of the opening lap then, it's Jack Keithley leading as Andrew Woodhouse goes off. Paul Denton is in third position. Stuart McFadden has got by him, so good start by McFadden. think the main thing we're going to see now, Alex, through the rest of this 50-minute race is whether Martin van Loozenhoorn can get back up to second place.
Yeah, which honestly I think he can do. The pace in qualifying showed that he definitely got it. But Paul Denton won't want to give in too much. Of course, it's going to help Keithley.
One thing I did notice earlier when we were doing the setups was the setup that you had on the academy. Oh, I'll hold that thought for a moment. Here comes Martin van Loozenhoorn going for that third position straight away on Paul Denton. Paul Denton, the AM leader, not wasting too much time holding up Martin van Loozenhoorn, and yeah, the Dutchman through into third position after starting on the pole. Yeah, I was just going to say, we were looking at the setups earlier, and the replay time was the 1:41.9 compared to the times we're doing now, 39 8s and 39 6s. Is that just the improvement in the build since?
A lot of it will be down to weather and track temperatures and things like that. It makes quite a difference in this car. You know, you can sort of have 5-6 seconds difference from a cool track to a hot one. So
yeah, conditions today: 26 degrees in the air, 30 degrees on the track. Fastest lap of the race, Martin van Loozenhoorn. Why are we not surprised? 40.5 compared to Jack Keithley, our leader, 40.9. So once van Loozenhoorn gets back up to second place, he's going to have his work cut out trying to get to the front. He still does have over half the race to try and do so, but at the moment he's having to get past Stuart McFadden. And from what we've seen in the BSR TC, as quick as Martin van Loozenhoorn is, McFadden can definitely put up a good defensive drive, and he's having to do so here going into Tosa. Getting very sideways on the exit of Tosa there, Alex, as we go up the hill towards Piratella. Apart from the Tamburello, whereabouts would the main overtaking points be in your opinion?
I'm trying to go around the outside. I wouldn't have thought that was one, and McFadden holds on. I think with the grid we got today, I think there's going to be many overtaking places. I wouldn't like to pick just a couple actually. Track is great for that actually. You have lots of opportunities to get by, so you've got to pick the moment that you feel most comfortable, I feel.
I think the track and the car suit each other pretty well here. You can overtake just about anywhere, I think, with these cars. And here comes Van Loozenhoorn now. McFadden just doing the best that he can, covering the inside line. Who's going to be late on the brakes? Van Loozenhoorn fractionally later, but he locks the fronts, and McFadden forces him wide there. For once, Alex, we're seeing that the fronts are getting locked compared to the rears.
Yeah, downhill braking, always tricky. More often you're going to lock the front, so one of the few places that I would say you might want to shift your bias towards the rear. You heard it right here.
There we go. Not often. Round the outside goes Martin van Loozenhoorn.
We're doing that wrong then.
Oh, McFadden. Oh, Van Loozenhoorn, they both go off. Oh. And that's going to be Paul Denton, second place on the plate. Well, I think that was both drivers pushing to the absolute limit, Alex, and in that case, pushing to the limit and beyond going through Tamburello.
Yeah. Well, Paul Denton's going to be happy with that. Back into second place and got a little margin. 9 minutes to go. Definitely Keithley now out front. Just bring him up on screen because he hasn't had really any air time after the first lap. All the way, 6.7 seconds. So got those tyres up to pressure really, really quickly. Avoided Martin and hasn't looked back, and he's just going to extend his lead in this championship even more.
Yeah, 8 seconds ahead of Martin van Loozenhoorn now, so I think that might be game over in terms of the win for the Dutchman. But yeah, Jack Keithley, the Faker Sim Sport car with the red nose, doing a very good job here, leading the championship and leading the opening race of the day here. Van Loozenhoorn now 2 seconds behind Paul Denton. We'll go through the rest of the field. 5th is Jos Honig, and then 6th is Yannick Ongener, then 7th Rafe Cullinan, 8th Roy Ververke, 9th Christian Rose, who we saw at that moment at Aquina Minerali at the start of the race. He's got a bit of damage to his front wing. Then 10th is Kip Stevens, looking relatively clean, and then 11th at the moment is Andrew Woodhouse, who is on pole position at the moment as it stands for race 2 of the evening.
I was in a right old mess as well, not of his own doing. Looks like he might be tracking a little bit off centre there, Andrew, as well as that massive amount of front wing damage.
I haven't noticed, but in fairness, it is me, so possibly.
I do like the helmet, I must say.
Yeah, that's all right. I need a proper one though, I think. Alex, where do you get your one done?
The Photoshop job.
You do it yourself?
Mine's just a default one.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't used the old JB replica one for quite some time.
Because yeah, back to the days of F1 2010. Did you use the Anthony Davidson helmet with an F1 2010 first came out, Alex? I think that was what I got told.
I might have done. I can't remember actually.
There you go. A bit of nostalgia for you. 7 minutes to go.
You
Then.
know what we've been doing this week, can't you?
Yeah, you can tell what we've been doing. Yeah, thanks to the Steam sale. Yeah.
Everything's thanks to the Steam sale over the last few weeks.
Over the last few weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, the dent in the bank balance and the enjoyment is all down to the Steam sale.
Dear, no.
As Andrew Woodhouse goes off. Yeah, Jack. See where Martin van Loozenhoorn now is. Oh, he's wheel to wheel with Paul Denton, and this is Rivazza. This time van Loozenhoorn's on the inside compared to a few laps ago when he was trying to get the move done around the outside of him. Goes wide, but Paul Denton not able to capitalise. And I think also, Alex, we've got Cullinan and Ongena. I think that was just a change for position. Yeah. And Ongena's got a bit of damage, hasn't he?
Yeah, I was about to say, I think Yannick's got a bit of damage, isn't he, that he's suffering with. We know how much of an effect that can have in his car. I hope they dialed that down a little bit in the recent build, but yeah, it seems they haven't. So it's gone from giving no damage to, no time loss. Car was almost indestructible to being just far too fragile now, and just a happy medium they can't seem to find.
Well, this series would definitely be interesting if there was no damage at all. We'd have less retirements. One car out of the race, Tom Depker.
It doesn't stop people colliding with pit walls, though, and various things like that.
Yeah. Oh, the amount of moves we'd see getting pulled off if there was no damage consequences.
End up like the touring cars.
Oh yeah. Of course, there was plenty of action there at Virginia International Raceway last week. We had to Silverstone this week, of course, in honour of the British Grand Prix, and also great to see that Formula One are doing a massive event in London tomorrow night, which will be on the telly and on YouTube as well. So that'll be definitely interesting to watch. But at the moment, as things stand, this is pretty much a stalemate in this race. Nothing much going on. The closest battle, in just looking at my timing screen, might be starting to appear between Paul Denton and Stuart McFadden. McFadden, Alex, much quicker than Denton at the moment. Might be able to get him inside the final 5 minutes.
Let's just see what they do when they cross the lines. Last time it was a 1:42 for Denton. Obviously, he did get overtaken by Martin that lap, so might have closed it up a little bit.
Yeah, 41.3, McFadden 41.4, so yeah, you're right there.
Even. Martin just putting in his pace there as well, 1:40.1, so very quick, 7/10 of a second quicker than Keithley, but it's just all too late. A couple of little mistakes really meant that he's not been able to get back up close to Jack. I've had races like that, and worse to be fair, where you know you're capable of winning the race, got the performance underneath you, but you don't get the right start, you get caught in the pack, you've got to work your way through, it doesn't all go quite according to plan, and all of a sudden you're 8 or 9 seconds behind and there's nothing you can do.
You prefer those kind of races where you've got it all to do? I know in this situation it's different because Martin can't get there, but would you rather be the hunter rather than the hunted?
Well, sometimes it's nice just to have a race that you just you smash, you dominate. And then there's other races where you enjoy the battle. I had a race around Suzuka a few weeks ago that, no disrespect to the drivers that was around, I was a good half a second a lap faster, but the battle was just epic. Didn't want to give an inch or a quarter at all, and it was fantastic. Definitely could have had the opportunity to win that one, but yeah, it didn't. But I wouldn't change it for anything, because actually the battle that we had, there was sort of 4 cars involved in it, was absolutely fantastic.
There we go. Right, 3 minutes to go then. Jack Keithley leads the way, 6 seconds. Martin van Loozenhoorn. 6 seconds ahead of Martin van Loozenhoorn now, who's just set the fastest lap of the race. Third is Paul Denton.
Yeah, like you say, 1:39, very, very quick.
And yeah, McFadden in 4th, 5th Jos Honig, 6th Rafe Cullinan, 7th Yannick Ongener, 8th Roy Verke, 9th Christian Rose, 10th Kip Stevens, and yeah, Andrew Woodhouse still in 11th place. But that 11 will quickly become the pole.
Help me.
Not too long.
It's going to be definitely interesting if I do make it, although I've only got one incident left, so...
Not too long to go.
That's an if, rather than the when, I think.
Hoping that McFadden was going to get there. We're staying with him at the moment, but...
Please, Stuart, yeah.
Stuart's very quick in anything he drives, isn't he?
I know, yeah.
And he jumps in quickly. He's a bit like yourself, Adam. He jumps in quite quickly and seems to be able to do pretty well.
I think he might have been taking part in the support races for the World Championship Grand Prix Series at the weekend.
Is there a Renault race in that?
Yeah, the Sim Cup, I think. Is that what it's called? I'm just
I've
going.
seen him in a few of them.
Yeah, trying to judge it by what's going on in the iRacing chat prior to the race. But yeah, doesn't surprise me. Also reminds me of Ben Hackerson in a way, who we always see popping up in loads of different series. Was he racing in the ASRC? I know he usually races in that last night.
Last night he wasn't. No.
Okay.
It was a fairly good field actually. We had the GTE cars coming in for the first time, and yeah, it was a pretty decent race. Hopefully the grid will grow throughout the season with the new format.
Brilliant. Well, we've got just under 90 seconds to go. Whereabouts is Jack Keithley on the circuit? He is just on his way towards the Villeneuve chicane. Alex, I think this might just be the final lap. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. It's close actually. Might just sneak through, but...
Now, situations like this are sometimes a driver's nightmare from other series that we've covered. An extra lap can sometimes be the balance between making the finish with fuel and making it without. And I think from memory, in other series that we've done on Apex Racing TV, some drivers have not actually made it to the finish with fuel. I think it might have been Ritmatech a few weeks ago where that was the case. Kip Stevens, Alex. Yeah. Kip Stevens, Alex. Is he out the race? Can't see him.
Yeah, he is out, but he might... I don't quite know what's going to happen there. He's only one lap down at the moment.
Yeah, Andrew Woodhouse has gone by him.
Oh, he's there.
He's blinking in and out.
He is still on the circuit, but...
Adding just 0.7 of a second back. It is indeed the white flag. It's come out. Keithley exits the final corner. The white flag's already out, so he's going to be greeted with a checkered flag.
Race victory in race 93 of the British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship goes to Jack Keithley. Dominant performance there. Second for Martin van Nieuwsel. He got the gap down to 4.8 at the end. Third place will go to Paul Denton with Stuart McFadden right with him at the end in 4th. And then here comes Jos Honig to take the 5th position for Fake Sim Sport Europe. Rafe Cullinan, good race from him. Kept the car clean, and he's able to come around and take 6th position.
Now I can't see Kip, but like I say, I've only got one incident point left, so I don't need to just appear randomly. Have you seen him?
He's just on the exit of Tosa, Woody. So
all right, that's okay then. Yeah.
Christian Rose will come through and take 9th place. And yeah, now we all wait for is Andrew Woodhouse is just negotiating the Variante out of the high chicane. And Alex, Jack Keithley and Martin van Nieuwsel. And we could see Martin getting the gap down towards the end, but I'm sure Jack Keithley didn't want to risk too much in this opening race, get some points on the board.
Yeah, he didn't need to, did he? He had it well under control, so yeah, just enjoying that race out there and extending his lead even more. It's gone his way really the last few weeks. Martin had that massive run of form, didn't he, where he just won absolutely everything. And unfortunately he's had, 4 DNFs in the last 2 weeks, so that's just all that hard work that he put in there to do that. Unravelled his championship lead there.
Yeah, Zandvoort and Zandvoort and last week Sonoma. Those were the 2 tracks we were at last week, and that was what caused Martin van Nieuwsel to go off that run of form. He might be hoping for better things here, but of course he's got to be working his way back through the field. due to the reverse grid. We're only through the finishing order. Jack Keithley takes the win. Martin van Loozenhoorn second. Third, Paul Denton. Fourth, Stuart McFadden. Fifth, Jos Honig. Sixth, Rafe Cullinan. Seventh, Yannick Ongena. Eighth, Roy Verke. Ninth, Christian Rose. Then it's Andrew Woodhouse in 10th. Kip Stevens will be on the pole for race 2. Hopefully his internet will be back by then. And starting at the back of the grid for race 12 will be Tom Depka. Hopefully Andrew's involved in the race for race 2. And yeah, we will.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, so we had
For about half a lap of good
three quarters of a
racing,
lap. Yeah. And it looks okay anyway. Yeah. Hopefully we'll get what is about 9 laps of racing when we come back.
I'm really not looking forward to starting on pole.
Well, it's something that I wasn't able to do at Sonoma. So hopefully we'll be able to use it to full advantage. Yeah, and that is an incentive for you to not go away here on Apex Racing TV. Join us after the break, where we will be getting set for round 94 of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship. You don't want to miss it.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it at a 4, who's gonna be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams.
Yeah.
iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Oh no. Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. I don't know if you've got the same pictures that I'm seeing, Alex, but yeah.
Just call that.
Andrew Woodhouse beached on a curve he's got going now, and Yannick Ongena and Roy Verke, crashing in exactly the same point. Hopefully that's not foreshadowing for what's going to take place in race 2, which is starting in just under 20 seconds. Welcome back to the second race of the day. Jack Keithley won the opening race. Second for Martin van Loozenhorst. We'll see how they can get on when they will be starting at the back. Alex Simpson and Andrew Woodhouse in the car. Alex, reverse grid, always likes to shake stuff up, and now we've got one of our colleagues, Andrew Woodhouse, starting on the front row, so we've got a good opportunity to get ourselves a commentary winner here.
Well, that's it. We'll hope for the best, I think, on that one. Woodhouse, just pedal to the metal, son. Let's have it. And apologies to everybody for the echo in the last one. I updated XSplit, and of course it took out one of the settings, which was the mute on that side of things instead of TeamSpeak. So yeah, miserable fail on my part. So hopefully I slagged everybody off that was in the chat, of course, and and whatnot. So yeah.
I think when was the last time we had a commentary winner? I think it might be
It was Andrew, wasn't it? I think Montreal last year.
Montreal, so that was late 2014, I think.
Well, it's not going to be this time, is it? So why are you bringing the stats out?
It's worth bringing it up. My Club Series win at Charlotte count. I'm sure that was later than that. Alex, you won any World Championship races? Won anything? No.
Have I won any World Championship races? Oh, I don't know.
Well then, here we go. Ready to go then. Andrew Woodhouse on the pole, Christian Rose second.
Racing, right?
Here we go. Yosonic's going to be starting from the pit lane. Just block us out of your mind. The red lights, focus on them, because they're on now.
Green, green, green.
And now they're green. Woodhouse gets away well. Christian Rose should be able to slot into second position. Woodhouse moves across to block him. It's wheel to wheel between Verke and Ongena as we go into the Tamburello chicane. Woodhouse swings it into the left, leads. Then second is Christian Rose. Third is Yannick Ongena. Fourth is Roy Verke. That is a change already. Martin van Loozenhorst is already up 2 positions, Alex. He's now trying to get past McFadden as we go towards Villeneuve. And look at Christian Rose. Rose takes the lead into the Villeneuve chicane.
Yeah, fantastic exit out the first corner for Rose. Just used the slipstream, and Andrew having to concede there, but still in that hunt. Oh, who was that wide?
McFadden.
These guys are just so much faster, it's ridiculous.
Here comes Yannick Ongena then on Andrew Woodhouse. That is second position.
What's he doing?
Oh, contacts! Off goes Ongena. Well, he had a big off earlier, which damaged the front wing.
Else around, Keithley around as well.
Oh, be careful, mate. Reversing back across the track, that's never a good idea. So, drama already.
He just Kobayashi'd me.
Take a little
Lewis, like what Hamilton did to him.
Do that one back, go on board.
Well, are my eyes deceiving me, Alex? Martin van Loozenhorst leads the race.
Yeah, he does. You're right, he just come across, didn't he, in the braking zone, just squeezed too much. I can only imagine he thought he was clear there, Andrew, but yeah, clearly not.
Well, Alex has just asked, Andrew's just asked a good question. What's happened to Christian Rose? Looks to me...
Just behind you, don't know quite what happened.
Oh, Woodhouse gets a bit of a slide on the exit of Ravazza. And Christian Rose should get by. From what I've seen, it looks like he might have picked up he might have had a minor connection issue and made him slow down a bit. Rafe Cullinan's out of the race. I don't know what's happened to him. He's not happy. So something must have, maybe even a disqualification for him.
Oh no! Oh yes!
Oh, big one! It's shades of Lewitzi and Schumacher here. It's Christian Rose and Roy Verke and Roy Verke. What was going on there?
I'm just trying to get what happened to Rafe here. Oh, it was a connection issue with Christian going in and then everybody just sort of coming together. And that was actually Rafe disqualified already. Can you believe that on lap 1?
A lap.
Off goes McFadden.
Jim McFadden's around, but we're trying to catch up in replays here, I think. Yeah. We're now... The Roy Verke incident we're now onto, I think.
Yeah, let's jump that back and see if we can see what happened.
I believe I'm in second place, gentlemen. I don't know how that's happened.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Carry on.
Right, so just pick the replay back up. So this is when Rose went past Andrew, so
Good luck
He's
trying
about to come up on it,
inside
yeah. Ververke looks like he
Ververke
loses it on his
just
own on
locks-
entry.
oh,
the rears.
Lock the rears. When will people learn? Put the brake bias forward, damn it.
Well then, what this all means is that Martin van Loozenhoorn leads Paul Denton by 10 seconds. Second is Paul Denton. Third is Andrew Woodhouse. He's up in third. He's in a nice battle here. He's got Tom Depker, who was out of race 1 very early on, now fighting with him.
Now look in the fronts too much. What's going on? We've got no straight line speed, boys. The front wing, I think, is...
You have indeed got damage in the front wing.
Is it 3 wide? Oh, dear Lord.
Here comes Keithley. He's not out of this just yet, is he? A third of the way through. And he's going for it up the inside of Depp.
Tom sorry,
Makes it work.
left enough room. That's good.
Ah.
Andrew Woodhouse now down to
Annoying.
5th position.
Stay in the draft. We can do. 11 seconds is the lead for Martin. Unbelievable.
God, really never see dominance like this too often, really, do you? But yeah, it definitely worked in Martin van Loozenhoorn's favour. If you scrap around with everyone around you, you just allow him to the lead and take the advantage, and that is what he's done. He leads by 11 seconds. Only driver in the 40s on that last lap. Only on lap 3 of the race. Believe it or not, so much action already.
So much understeer.
God damn. The good news for you is that Kip is he's 5 seconds away. So he will take a bit to get there, I think. Car's out of the race. Yannick Ongener after what happened with Andrew Woodhouse. Rafe Cullinan, we saw that disqualified. Jos Honig
McFadden might have just been disqualified as well.
I think you're right.
He was one of the drivers that was caught up with Rafe and Christian at the start of the race. So let's see what happened to him. He's got a bit of front wing damage at the moment.
Oh, it was the harshest off track you'll ever see, I think. Exit of Aqua Minerale.
That was it. Oh, that's absolute baloney.
There you go. Well, that's Jim McFadden out, and he will be at the back of the grid for the third race of the day, as will Cullinan and Ongener, because they are all going to be more than 2 laps down. So all those guys, they're going to be ones to watch, I think, when we get the third race underway after this one. Still a bit of time, of course, in this race. Martin van Loozenhoorn on lap 4, approaching the halfway mark of the race. Paul Denton second. Jack Keithley, guessing he's probably the guy to focus on at the moment, Alex. He's still working his way through the field.
Yeah, close enough to his teammate. I don't think this will be too much of a fight. They're fairly they're going to give each other a bit of room. Obviously, respective leaders in their category. Denton the AMS and Keithley the Pro.
Down the hill they go towards Aqua Minerale. Yeah, now this is the right-hander here. Oh, Denton. That was a slide and a save, well held by the Faker Sim Sport driver, Pro-Am leader, and that is Jack Keithley now comfortably through into second place.
I'm having all sorts of fails as well today. I've been watching the replay for the past 5 minutes.
Oh dear.
There we go. We've all had that.
Yep.
But what people don't understand is we were up till 4 o'clock in the morning commentating last night, so you know, give us a break. Echoes and replays and it's a disaster.
What kind of outside broadcasting team goes from Road America over to Imola in the space of a few hours?
No wonder we haven't got the Pro Series, isn't it?
Oh dear. Lap 5 of race 2 of
Anyway.
the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship. Martin van Loozenhoorn leads the way, gain of 8 positions. Jack Keithley up in second, so the 1-2 from race 1 is reversed here in race 2. This time it's Van Loozenhoorn leading the way ahead of Jack Keithley. The gap 14 seconds. And Martin van Loozenhoorn, if he sorted the field by fastest laps, Martin van Loozenhoorn 140.6. The next quickest car, Alex, is Jack Keithley, but is a 142.1.
Oh,
he is on it.
Martin will be looking for a drive-through somewhere just to have a little break.
Oh no.
Something's happened.
Oh,
It's
he's
Woodhouse.
into the wall.
Nearly.
Oh no.
Oh.
I remember Kimi Räikkönen went off there in a Sauber, but he hit the wall and Woodhouse didn't. The only damage is Kip Stevens is through into 5th position.
Oh, we know what to do now then. No.
Well, we've got a positive trend, I think, because the top 5 have all gained positions and 6th from back have all lost positions. So we've pretty much mirrored race 1 in a sense. All the fast guys are now back at the front, and all the slow guys, no offence, and towards the rear, including the retirements of McFadden, Cullinan, and Ongena. And Loosenord, new fastest lap of the race, 40.5. Jack Keithley, we'll see if he's surely, now that he's in 2nd place, Alex should get in a quicker lap. He's probably 41, and he is 41.9. Other times, Denton 42.9 on that last lap, 43 dead. Tom Depke, and then Kip Stevens 46.9. How far is Andrew Woodhouse behind Kip Stevens? 2 seconds.
Doable.
Capable of hunting him down.
Absolutely 0 speed. But line,
yeah.
it's terrible. He's gained like 3/4 of a second on this one straight.
Shades of Le Mans, which believe it or not, is nearly a month. It's only a month ago.
It reminds us, and when are they going to rerun it? That's it. We want to have another shot at that, don't we? With a working car.
We really do. We really do.
I demand a rematch. Yeah. It was actually really enjoyable, despite
even though the car was absolutely knackered.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And the guy who bumped draft us, anyway.
Yeah. Worth rerunning it just so we can hit him off, isn't it?
A month down the line, yeah.
We didn't say that, iRacing, sorry.
One person who definitely won't be wanting a restart is Martin van Loosenord, because he's 17 seconds up the road. Might even have a chance to gain 20-second clear by the time we get to the end of the race. He's starting lap 7 now, 3 laps to go. Is this going to be another fastest lap? 40.4, indeed it is. Fuel's tumbling down, Alex, and it's tumbling down the lap times with it.
Yeah, exactly that. So the car just gets quicker and quicker. Tyres don't seem to wear. It almost reminds me very much of like the old tyre model that we used to have, where seemed to last forever in a day. I remember the old Williams when that was on. We ended up not pitting in the World Championship. When we did pit, we kept the tyres on because they worked better than the new ones, which was absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah.
Andrew Woodhouse, I don't know if we caught it on the did have a spin at Variante Alta.
At that point where I don't really care whether you did catch it or not, it's quite funny.
Shame and shame, yeah. Thankfully we didn't, I don't think we saw the reverse, not the reverse spin, the spin turn. But yeah.
Spin turn was alright.
3 laps. Yeah, the spin turn I thought was pretty good, better than my attempt at Zandvoort anyway.
We didn't see it, you were okay.
Gave it more revs than I did. Right. Martin van Loosenord, 2.5 laps away from race victory here.
Disqualification, gentlemen.
Oh dear.
Andrew Woodhouse is out.
So
he joins Stuart McFadden and Ray Cullinan on the disqualification pile, and that means he's going to be starting at the back of the grid for race 3. So that is a shame.
Luckily, not as far
back as them. Get you back in the comms box. No. So in that case, you're
going to be crazy.
I know.
Yeah. Pretty much back where you started for race 1, I think. Yep. Right then, you can see with us if Martin van Loosenord's going to set a new fastest lap of the race. He's been doing so the last few laps. 40.47. That is not quicker. That's by only a few hundredths of a second.
Look at those lap times though. 40.8, 40.9, 40.6, 40.5, 40.4, and 40.4 again. Wonderful lap times, really. Alex, it takes some skill to do those laps in such consistent manner, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and it is ridiculous consistency. Very good in this car. We've said it time and time again.
Well, I think
when we get to the showdown, he's going to be the one to beat. Regardless of Keithley's consistency, Martin's the one that's got the pace. He just needs to be a bit more patient, I think, in the showdown, and make sure he finishes every race, doesn't get caught up in anything. That will be his undoing.
He was at the hotel with us when we were trying out Imola back in April last year. Did a strength of field Formula Renault race, if I can remember as well. Road Atlanta. I don't remember it going too well though.
No, I do believe crashed out on that one.
Yeah. I want to bring that up. Well, he doesn't want us to anyway. Almost like Drake and Josh with the Twitch, but
it was
that's probably my
time. He started so well as well, you know.
Yeah. I think it went better than the Championship Grand Prix Series attempts that we tried at the hotel, from what I can remember anyway.
That was at Imola, Monza, wasn't it? I remember getting absolutely smashed from behind going into turn 1 because they couldn't see me. There with my mobile Wi-Fi trying to get some signal.
Not the only one to have a huge crash at Monza. God knows what was going on in mine and Andrew Woodhouse's car on that day in the Blancpain GT series. 2 laps to go. In fact, 1 lap go. Last lap. 40.9 for Martin van Loozenord yet again in the 40s. At Keithley 41.4.
Nothing going on out there, I'm afraid. Guys, they're pretty dull on the track. Hence why we're being silly in the comms box.
Well, that's it. When half the field goes in the first lap, it's quite difficult.
I haven't got to the point yet where break out the calendar to see where we're heading, mainly because I haven't got access to one. So yeah, I can't really tell you where we're going next week. We are at Imola here, going for Aqua Minerale. Weirdly, that corner where Martin van Loozenord's been round is actually what it was like on the original configuration. Giving it a go on Automobilista.
Yeah, it's a fantastic, great circuit. Such iconic corners, and really just a brilliant layout, and I think made better by getting rid of the Variante Bassa, I think. Even though I did enjoy driving that corner.
Yes, imagine if the BSR series decided to go to this circuit with the Variante Bassa included, which is an option. We definitely don't have it here today, and Martin van Loozenord won't be doing it at all because he's going to take the checkered flag and win race 2. Here is Imola. Now we've got to wait, get the stopwatches up, people, because here comes Jack Keithley. Second place, 18 seconds down the road. I think Alex Christian Rose might have been disqualified.
No, I think he's still
he's still here, but connection issues at it again. He's got a lot of damage. Josh Honig's just overtaken him. And this will be the finishing positions for those guys because they are laps down. Paul Denton takes the final spot on the podium. Well done for the driver. Tom Depka 4th after starting last. Kip Stevens is going to be next. And in the last car on the lead lap is Roy Verke. They're both just negotiating or have negotiated the Variante Alta. Here comes Kip Stevens then. 5th position after starting pretty much last. In fact, he started on the back row of the grid. Not too bad. In fact, Kip was one of the drivers this week at Sonoma, Alex, that was able to stay in the race despite all the chaos that was going on.
Yeah, he just seems to stay out of trouble, and he's working his way up the championship because of it. There we go.
And yeah, Jos Honig rounds everyone out. Yeah, so running through the finishing order, Van Loozenord wins, 18 seconds behind Keithley. 3rd, Paul Denton. 4th, Tom Depka. 5th, Kip Stevens. 6th, Roy Verke. Then 1 lap down, Jos Honig and Christian Rose. So Rose will be on the pole for race 3 after starting on the front row for race 2. It's how topsy-turvy things have been in this second race. Then Andrew Woodhouse 3 laps down. Stuart McFadden 7 laps down. Yannick Ongener and Rafe Cullinan both out on the opening lap. Ongener for his crash with Andrew Woodhouse, and for Rafe Cullinan a disqualification within 4 kilometres of the start. Right then, we will take a. Don't worry, Andrew. We always have that one bad one. I think it was race 4 for me at Sonoma. Maybe it's race 2 here at Imola.
I was enjoying the first half. It's a shame I didn't have any pace. It would have been okay. I wonder if it would have been any different if I hadn't have got hit. I don't know if. Well, I guess not.
Well, Christian Rose will be starting on the pole for race 3, and yeah, we could be in for a pretty interesting race. So you don't want to miss it. It's coming up after the break here on Apex Racing TV.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
On the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
You join us on the grid here for the third race of the day in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship. The clouds have gathered, no sign of rain because it's iRacing, and yeah, we are now on the grid. Let's run you through the starting lineup. Christian Rose is on the pole, Jos Honig second, Roy Verke third, Kip Stevens fourth, Tom Depke fifth, Paul Denton sixth, 7th Jack Keithley, 8th Martin van Loozenord. Starting behind him is Andrew Woodhouse, number 5. And then 10 is Stuart McFadden, 11th Yannick Ongenen, 12th Rafe Cullinan, Alex Simpson. Hopefully we get the same amount of action that we saw at the start, but spread out over the entire race this time.
Yeah, let's hope so. No massive carnage collision, taking out half of the field and separating everyone apart. Yeah, that'll be nice. Here we go. Oh!
Green, green, green.
Oh no! Who was
was
that that
that?
jumped the start? That was... Please then... Oh, that was Depke, I think. Tom Depke jumped the start. Did he go into the back of someone as well?
Yeah, he
The front
did.
wing looks damaged. Goodness me. Well then, action started already before the lights even got going. Oh, Christian Rose goes wide. Jos Honig takes the lead. And Kip Stevens is off, Alex. Oh, and off goes Ongenen. Yannick Ongenen.
I don't quite know. I was just watching the Depke thing, but I really don't know what he did there. He just looked like he wasn't watching or something. Oh!
Oh no!
Woodhouse!
It's Woodhouse! Andrew Woodhouse! I think he's missed the wall.
That's that
The car
horrible
looks
cold
okay.
tyre snap that is.
Well,
I don't know, Kip. Always insist on running the overcast conditions.
what? Oh no! Off goes Denton. Denton was off Aqua Minerale. He's able to continue, but just an off track. But what this all means is that Martin van Loozenord is trying to go around the outside of Keithley for second. The cars that have been 1-2 all evening are now 2-3, and van Loozenord running into the back of Keithley as we go through Variante Alta.
Oh, look!
Oh, he's not wasting any time at all,
Keithley
is he?
literally onto the grass trying to make sure he defends the inside. Oh, nearly locks the rears up as well. Gets a
he hits
nudge
him.
from Martin, and that's him around.
Oh, I don't like that. That is a bump and run if we saw it. And I'm sure that it might get returned in either this race or the next one. Jack Keithley down to 8th position. We heard the signs of Andrew Woodhouse being in strife. In
Damaged
vision.
the car, gents.
Oh, it does look a little bit damaged. Both the front and the rear of the car look a bit damaged. Into the pits comes Yannick Ongenen, Roy Verke, Tom Depke, all of them in.
Although I've gained a few spots.
He's up to 8th.
There's half the grid's just pitted.
Despite the fact I spun and hit the wall, I've gained some places.
Third of the grid are in the pits, yeah.
Oh, mine.
After what transpired.
Surely gonna duck up the inside, late on the brakes.
It's a shame that his teammate Jos Honig couldn't do anything to stop him, but yeah, Martin van Loozenord hits the front yet again. It took him just slightly longer this time, Alex, maybe about half a lap longer for him to get back to the front.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
Quite remarkable.
See how he goes for the rest of the race. Paul Denton and Rafe Cullinan, they're pretty close together.
Indeed they are, plunging down the hill into Aqua Minerale. Cullinan has been doing well recently. Oh, he clips that big sausage curve on the inside, and that's all that Paul Denton needs. On the outside he goes into Variante Alta, but it looks like Cullinan should just enough.
Oh, he locked up the rears there as well. You could just hear the engine note just drop, and the axle stopped turning there, just instantaneous. So did well to get off of them quickly enough and avoid any major moment. Keithy behind him.
Can't tell if both of their front wings are damaged or not, Alex. On the front left. Maybe it's just me.
Well, I'm looking at Denton's at the minute. That looks okay. Keithley's also looks okay. So, and here he comes on his teammate as well.
This will put Jack Keithley up into 6th position. 6th position now, as Martin van Loozenord puts in a 41.2 on it straight away. Keithley through into 6th.
Yeah, I
Next
think we'll
up for
see
him
some
is
quick
Rafe
lap
Cullinan.
times in this one as well. Once it going into the 40s, I'm pretty sure for Martin again.
Interesting to see what Stuart McFadden can do about Christian Rose. 41.4 for McFadden. Only 2/10 off Martin's time. McFadden. Good to see him back after the DNF in race 2. That was disqualification, I think, wasn't it, in race 2? So yeah, he's going again here, and yeah, closing in on Christian Rose, who did a 42.8 on that last lap. Andrew Woodhouse has gained 1 position since the start of the race. Kip Stevens is only 4 seconds away though. How's the car handling?
Yeah, it seems alright. Bit annoyed because I getting like 4 spots in the first, or 3 spots I think, in the first lap, and then ended up spinning off, which is a bit stupid, but pogoing there.
Keithley versus Cullinan. Cullinan holding on, but I think he's set him up well here. Alex, Jack Keithley here as they go out through the final corner.
Yeah, got the run, gives him an extreme wide berth there as well. Line speed, nothing between them, so they're just still very much side by side. But Jack's of course got the inside line. It's very difficult to try and hold it around the outside. You really have to throw it in, and you're vulnerable with those high sausage curbs. Rafe decides probably better off not to try that. Try and hold on to this position ahead of Paul Denton now.
Good racing here around the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari. Now Paul Denton lining up to get past off. Sells him a dummy almost there going into Tosa. But no way through yet for the other Faker SimSport car. Just about half the race done. Martin van Loosenor's lead is not as big, but it's just as convincing. 5 seconds over Jos Honig. Stuart McFadden now into the podium positions. Martin's done a 40 dead, Alex. But overcast conditions really suiting the car now.
Yeah, once the pressures get into the right spot, the car is phenomenally fast once it's overcast, because the track temperature is so low. But yeah, it's just those first sort of lap and a half where the car is really tricky, especially getting on the power.
Clouds may have gathered, but it's a bit muggy here in Imola in Italy. 26 degrees ambient temperature, 26 degrees track temperature as well. So yeah, it may be overcast, but yeah, the track temperature is still a bit hot and a bit. Of course, it's nowhere near the 40 plus that we get at some of the tracks.
No,
McFadden
very close to Honig now as well. I think
Honig, yes,
he'll be on him as well. So yeah, still lapping really low, 141. So very impressive. Martin at 139.8 that last lap. Getting quicker and quicker. Oh, Rose made a mistake. Caught the big sausage curb. We just see the tail end of it.
Oh
and,
no.
Yeah, he's having to recover.
These guys are so impressively fast though, aren't they? I mean, it's...
Yeah.
When you race in the league, when you commentate on it's one thing, but when you drive in it, you realise just how strong these guys are. World-class calibre, you know, especially when that happens.
Oh, off is Andrew Woodhouse. I don't think it's worth showing, Alex. There you go.
Oh, Honig makes a mistake going in, locks his rears, and all of a sudden, McFadden really trying to pull a move. It's a great exit, but he does jink to the right into the chicane. Is he going to go for it late on the brakes? Oh, he definitely will.
All for him.
It's a bit out of shape going through there, but yeah, Honig not interested in trying to go side by side through that.
As it stands, every single car is still running in the race. All 12 cars still running that started. Good to see. Of course, Tom Depke will have been in to serve his jump start penalty. Roy Verke, Alex, was also in the pits for only 2.5 seconds, and you don't get a fast repair in this series, so I wonder if even he might have been a jump start as well.
Yeah, and Ongener as well. I'm not sure quite what happened to him, but yeah, those three all came in, didn't they, at the end of the first lap? So
Ongener had a spin, but expected to continue. I wouldn't have blamed. Oh, there's a lock up there by McFadden. Andrew Woodhouse has been off, by the way. Kip Stevens is off, as it's not gone off, he's gone by. It was a spin in Variante Alta?
Yes.
Have you
I'm
had
at
that
a bit of a
situation,
loss
Alex?
here at the minute because it's sort of like, well, I'm too slow to do anything, and then I try and go a bit faster, and then yeah. Oh well.
I was about to suggest retiring on the last lap of the race, and you'd only be credited as being one lap down and only be on pole for race 4. But I'm sure the organisers have just got wind of that and
Don't call
be
me
making
Alan,
sure.
menu.
Yeah, you could do that. Oh no, yeah, like pretend a car's broken or something. But I was gonna say to Alex, if someone around you jumps the start, is it very easy for you to go with them?
No, I don't think so. My focus when I'm on that grid is purely on the lights. I don't think you looking for anyone around you.
That's what made me laugh on Sunday when Vettel and Ricciardo were sort of complaining about Bottas jumping the start. It's like, shouldn't you be focused on your own start and getting a better one, and maybe you wouldn't have got so far in front?
Just imagine Vettel not looking at the lights, just looking at the next guy in front, just waiting for them to go.
Yeah.
For some reason that
Anyway,
wouldn't
it is easy
surprise
to
me.
jump. Anyway, Rallycross now that's easy to jump the start because you don't get any warning of the lights going green. Is that a groan of Andrew Woodhouse spinning? No. Yeah.
Why do you always assume the worst of me, Adam?
No, I thought I heard you in the oh no of spun, but you're Sonic Alex. He's moving to second place.
Yeah,
We've heard it enough today, I think.
Good move. Got a load of draft there as well. Used it well. And this little battle's going to continue, I feel.
It's
Good
scrap,
lap
actually.
from Honecker into the 141s as well, so
Yeah.
that's his best lap so far. As
McFadden
McFadden dives up the inside.
Careful, guys. On the AstroTurf, that's not got too much grip, and McFadden giving him a bit of a wide berth there as they go up the hill.
It's not too bad out there. Again, it's just all about getting the tyre temperature up. You can use that Astro out there, like Honig did there, and through goes McFadden again. A couple of corners now, just McFadden, just to try and break away, and I think he will edge away for the remaining 3 laps if he can do that.
Andrew Woodhouse is mounted a sausage curb. I was about to say that Tom Depka's. Oh goodness me, that will have hurt. Tom Depka's also had a spin. And he's in the gravel now at Tamburello. He's got going again. Next car behind is a Roy Verke.
Where is Keithley?
Now
Keithley 1.4 seconds behind his teammate Honig now, so not too far. Lapping quite considerably quicker than McFadden as well, so 2 laps to go. He may well get to these guys.
See what his lap time is then. 42.1 for McFadden, 41.8 for Honig, 43.1 for Honig actually, 40.7 for Keithley. He was 3 seconds quicker than his teammate Honig on that last lap. He's got 2 laps, 10 kilometres basically to get by. Takes a little bit of those sausage curves as well on the inside. Andrew Woodhouse has spun on the Ekvarianti Alta again. I really can't blame him. That rear wing definitely is not providing any downforce at all.
Oh, is that what it is?
This is going to be Ongana through. Yeah, probably getting understeer and oversteer at exactly the same time.
Oh, speaking of
looking at
understeer,
the
there he
knock
goes.
off goes Ongana.
Yeah, mate.
Ongana off. Ongana. Across the gravel, back on. He's an 11.
Well, it's safe to say I didn't expect that. It's a good job I didn't try and hold the outside, isn't it? Oh dear.
Keeping you on your toes, especially in these closing stages. You're just starting lap 8 now.
I've only got one incident.
Here is
left
Keithley
as
though,
well.
Alex.
Yeah, just 6/10 of a second behind his teammate. I wonder if Jos will let him go pretty quickly, give him an opportunity to get to McFadden. Yeah, McFadden is 1.5 seconds up the road though, so it's going to be a tall order to get that done and get a move done in the next lap. Martin 15.9 seconds is the lead on the live timing. Let's see what it is when he crosses the line.
It's probably going to be something similar. I reckon it was 14.4 on the last lap. It's going to be 15.8, 15.9, 15.9 second gap between Martin Van Oosterdam and Stuart McFadden. 39.8
really
fastest lappers.
Closing on his teammate at all, and although he does let him go.
No.
Yeah.
Keithley through into 3rd place. Fortunately for us, the lead was halted prematurely at the start of the 2nd lap, but it was even before the end of the 1st lap when Van Nieuwenhoorn and Keithley came to grief. Tom Depke's come into the pits for a second time. Don't know what's happened. Maybe he's picked up a meat blag. That's probably the only logical explanation.
Meat
He's
flag,
going to be in the
you
pit,
say?
so meatball flag.
I thought you said meat blag for a minute as well.
One of them.
Oh yeah, meatball blag.
Really missed out the second.
Oh, mine!
There's only
Just,
one syllable.
really attacking the chicane for the final time as we're on to the last lap.
This is what 4 AM commentary does. It makes us miss out words. It makes us spin 4 times unaided.
Power of speech overtaking power of 4. Going through the final corner, power of the throttle for Martin van Loozenhoorn, and for the marshal, the power of the fist as he waves the checkered flag, and victory in race 3. That is so poor. That is so poor. Van Loozenhoorn wins. That's not poor. That's fantastic. Stuart McFadden takes second place. He's just got to get through the final corner now, and he doesn't have to worry about too much about Jack Keithley, who might be a little bit unhappy about what happened between him and Martin van Loozenhoorn at the very start of the race. Second for McFadden, third for Honig, so third for Keithley, fourth for Honig, and Paul Denton round out the top 5. Cullinan will come across the line to take 6th. Christian Rose, he is getting there, just coming through Ravazza. I had 40 frames per second race. Now I know how bad it is when you just have 15, but
Oh, it's
40.
not that bad. I used to race on a
It's
laptop.
not that bad, no. 15 frames per second is basically a flip. As across the line goes Christian Rose, and he gets 40 frames per second is better than some current gen games, believe it or not. Roy Verke going to come across the line and take 9th place. As Kip Stevens has been disqualified, I think, Alex. Maybe the connection is back up to its old trick.
Possibly.
Well, that'll do if I can get a place. That'll be alright. I think it will be. It might be top 10, that.
Now, Kip knows the rules as much as we do, that a disqualification does mean that you won't be starting at the front for the reverse grid. Andrew Woodhouse comes across the line and takes what will be 10.
Oh, no, it still says 11th.
Oh. Kip Stevens has magically appeared now. He's crossed the line.
Oh,
so he
boo.
did get
So
8th
for
place
Verke...
in the
Oh,
end.
no, it's alright. He's okay then.
The old invisibility cloak trick.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, getting their hopes up there. Still, one race to go. We're only through the finishing order then, as all the cars have come across the line. Martin van Loozenhoorn makes it 2 out of 3. Jim McFadden second. Jack Lee makes it 100% podium for him as well. 4th for Jos Honig, 5th for Paul Denton, 6th Rafe Cullinan, 7th Christian Rose, 8th Kip Stevens, 9th for Roy Verke, and 10th is Yannick Ongener, as Kip Stevens is, I don't know what his car's doing, 11th for Andrew Woodhouse, last car on the lead lap. So he will be on reverse grid pole for race 4, and Tom Depke 2 laps down. Right, hopefully things will go better in race 4 for quite a few of these drivers. We're looking forward to it. You don't want to miss it. It's coming up after the break. iRacing today, British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship continues. Very similar.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Join us back here at Autodromo. Enzo Adino Ferrari getting set for the final race of the day here. iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship. We've had eventful 3 races, I'd say. We're still yet to see the excitement sustained throughout the entire race, but Alex Simpson, we can hope that we'll see that because we've got the sunny conditions back for race 4, so the track shouldn't be as icy as it's been for race 3.
Yeah, it's the afternoon, so I think the track temperature is still pretty low. What's that saying out there at the moment? I'm only seeing the
26.
Yeah, I'm only seeing the ambient temperature, so 21 degrees out there. So it's still pretty cool, so I think we're still going to see sort of, you know, maybe 140, 139 lap times out there.
Forward to it, Andrew Woodhouse getting down to the grid. You're on the pole.
I know, two tonight, and yeah, I survived one. We'll see if we can survive another. Yeah, it should be interesting. It should be interesting. There's nobody in this league. Unfortunately, there's nobody in this league I can compete with. So, I'm gonna go around and see how we get on. And
well, unfortunately for you, it's
Yannick. This
Yannick.
time, I'm afraid.
It is Yannick that is alongside you, and we saw what happened between you two at Teller in race 2.
I've had a couple of good starts, and the first lap's been really good. It's just I haven't got into the race. Like I haven't been in a race with other cars for much longer than a lap or two because I've been hit or things like that, you know.
Quickly the grid then. Woodhouse on pole, Ongana 2nd, Ververke 3rd, Stevens 4th, Rose 5th and 6th, Denton 7th, Honig 8th, Keithley 9th, McFadden 10th, Lusenall 11th, Epka 12th.
Green, green, green.
Long hold, green light. Fantastic stuff from Christian Rose. You can see the yellow car darting out in the background, but it's Woodhouse versus Ongana as we go towards Tamburello on lap 1. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? It is Woodhouse. Oh, crash! Big crash in the background. That is Cullinan, that is Ververke, that is Denton, that is Christian Rose. And Alex, Martin van Loosenholt. Van Loosenhold's already up 5 positions. Oh, it's kicked off again. That's Van Loosenholt, is it? It is. And Keithley, the 2 of them.
Oh no!
Oh no, it's Ongana. Ongana hits Woodhouse at Villeneuve. Kip Stevens leads. Kip Stevens started in. Where did he start? He started 4th, but he leads. Alex Simpson, what was going on there? I think we need to spend the rest of the 9 laps just dissecting what was going on in that first sector.
That's just crazy. What an absolute manic first few corners there. So yeah, Martin and Keithley just literally got stuck together. Couldn't do anything. Just.
Oh, hang on. I love what Jack Lee did there. That is a bit of revenge, I think, if ever I saw it. Right, Keithley's just slightly going. Oh, that is bravo. I think 10 marks for effort. Alex, I think you might need to take a look at that.
McFadden for the lead.
Sure. Okay.
I'll get that back in a second. Just watching this replay. Let's just see exactly what happens.
Finally
Van
got
Loosenholt.
piece.
I think yeah, Flea. I think he might say that the suspension might have broken or something, but yeah, turning sharp left into Van Loosenholt. He was not. I think that shows his frustration with what took place.
God.
Oh no, Woodhouse.
Fucking.
Sorry.
Not you. What I just saw on replay. Absolutely shocking.
Oh, what, Keithley and Loosenholt?
Yeah.
Oh, and have you seen Ongana and Woodhouse? What transpired at Villeneuve?
Chance to bloody win the damn race.
Just about to watch. Yes, we did.
Go on, what's the verdict? Go on, be honest.
I haven't seen this one. Sorry, I'm just watching the replay now of that is McFadden going through. Now we're going to watch. To yourself.
Right.
I might have squeezed him a bit. I don't know.
Oh, Jack Keithley. Oh, Ongana. What's happened to Ongana? Ongana's off at the place where he collided with Woodhouse. He's out now. Don't know how it happened. I might have done a Fizzy Keller. Oh no, he I think that's a goodbye, lads. I'm done for the day. He literally just veered left into the wall. Very, very unusual incident. We've seen. Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. Right then, Stuart McFadden leads with no front nose, so I'm sure the car is handling an absolute delight there out there at the moment. Tom Depker is in second. He started last, by the way.
Could have taken this race.
His car is looking pretty clean out there, so we'll see what happens there. Kip Stevens is in third. Fourth is Jos Honig.
Is Denton
fifth
missing a rear wing, Adam?
Yes.
He is, yes. His car's more representing, is looking more like a Formula Ford than a Formula Renault.
Still driving well out there, though.
Oh, he's driving great.
The top
How
speed,
is
he's going to be reaching a fair few kilometres an hour, I think, with no rear wing down this
reckon
straight.
he's going to have more speed? Yeah, he should do in theory, shouldn't he?
Maximum DRS.
What's Van Loozenhout's car looking like? Because
He's all right, actually.
he's closing on the lot of us.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah,
That's-
Keithley voiced his displeasure, but I don't think it's done much damage to Martin Van Loozenhout.
No, they just kind of got stuck together. There's no wing damage or anything to Martin. Oh, no, maybe there is
Yeah,
a bit of
front
wing
right.
damage on the front right. Yeah, now we're on board with Martin, so... Yeah, unfortunately for Jack, of course, he's out completely, isn't he? And maybe I'm doing him a bit of injustice there. Maybe he was trying to get out of the way. But if he wasn't trying to get out of the way, he was trying to take Martin with him to stop him from closing up a whole chunk of points.
Not forget the contact that took place in race 3 either, yeah.
Yeah.
Well then, Andrew Woodhouse then. The car looks relatively clean, and for once he's got cars around him to fight for position with. Here he goes on Paul Denton. And Paul Denton, I think he knows that he hasn't got much downforce on his car, so can't really afford to fight too much. And yeah, Andrew Woodhouse through into 5th.
This is going better than expected after crashing off in the first on lap 2.
Well, where's the gap? 15 seconds to the lead. A podium.
Oh! Honig's mistake.
Mistake from Jos Honig. What's the gap to the podium, actually? It's only 4 seconds. Never know. We are only a third of the way through the race. Once again, these opening laps at Imola riding an absolute chaos. Honig wide again for Ravazza, using the grasscrete on the exit.
It's the first time tonight I've been able to race people at this point in the race. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
He's in the
Where
slipstream.
is he? He's all the way over there. I'm just going to ignore him. Where's he going? Where's he going? Josh Thompson.
Under the gantry they go, wheel to wheel here, and I wonder if Honig might have a bit of front wing damage or something, but yeah, that's Andrew Woodhouse through into 4th place now, 4th position now.
And luckily, well, I say luckily, Van Loozenhout's only 2 seconds behind, so he'll be 5th by the end.
Oh yeah, he's just got past Paul Denton, and he's about to get past Christian Rose, who had got a good start away from the line before it all went into whatever happened at the first corner. It's Van Loozenhout now into 6th place. Kip Stevens is just on his way up the hill towards Piratella.
That feels better now, though, than it has. Because, like I say, it's the first time I've not really got any... Have I got any damage, boys?
No. Doesn't look like it. One also, Alex, I've just noticed this. Stuart McFadden, the whole front assembly of the car was missing a lap ago or so. Now it's back again.
It must have been just a graphical thing. I haven't seen it, I have to say. Always had a front nose for me.
There you go. So I think he might be in the clear here. He's 6 seconds ahead and is setting lap times almost 1.7 seconds quicker than Tom Depker. So I think Stuart McFadden could be on course for a win here.
First night in the series and gets a win.
Yeah. Oh, Martin Van Loozenhout's just got past Honig. In fact, they're wheel to wheel. Honig's not going to give this up, I don't think.
Honig's going to have the straight line speed coming out of here as well to perhaps get straight back as well if he wants to.
Oh, understeer for Honig and Martin Van Loozenhout going. Trying to use every single bit of the track. And of course, that front wing damage, meaning the car's understeering about a bit. It's not like F1 2010, you can't adjust the aero of the front wing during the race. No F-ducts either. That was a thing of 2010.
It was.
Interestingly enough, F1 2010 didn't have any fuel mixture on it.
Oh.
Fuel mixture settings, which we were a bit surprised.
If you didn't guess, they've been busting out the retro games.
Bad when you call that a retro game. How old does that make us, mate? Yeah, me.
7 years. 7 years old, yeah.
Believe it or not, I've just done my fastest lap of the evening. That shows how much damage I've picked up throughout the entire meeting. That this is about the first clean lap that I've done.
I was 13 when F1 2010 came out.
Oh, dear.
There you go. Into Aqua Minerale.
Alex was 31.
Don't brag, Alex. No, don't brag. Don't tell everyone.
30.
Sorry, mate.
Actually, no, you're right. I was 31 because it was September, wasn't it?
I couldn't resist. I'm so sorry.
I'll get you back later. Don't worry, you're coming.
I'm sure there'll be plenty in Germany, I would imagine.
Oh,
I was
God.
about to say, you're coming back to Germany, so.
Somehow your flight tickets will somehow get lost, or maybe the passport will get lost.
By the way, if you are at the Sim Racing Expo in Germany in September, please come and see us. We'll be around, as will several members of the team. What's left of it anyway? It'll be inside.
What? You say that? I believe there's 13 of us going, so I don't think that we're going to be
other
shy on
people.
the number.
I think you're just upsetting him even more. I think there's Andrew Woodhouse goes through into 3rd position.
It's all good fun.
Right, lap 6 of the race, 2/3 gone. Here
He
at
laughed when I
Imola.
crashed earlier on, anyway. So.
Oh. All good fun. All good fun.
3rd position
So
now.
anyway, Samuel Lebert wasn't thinking it was fun after what happened at Sonoma. Tom Depke then. Sorry, Martin van Loozenholt going up the inside of Kip Stevens. Woody, he's coming for you.
Well, he can do one.
He's only got 2 laps to get by, so it'll be interesting to see.
3.
Lap times last time around: 43.4 for Andrew Woodhouse, 42.2 for Martin van Loozenholt.
So the damage has just brought him back into a bit more of a, a level of everybody else, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Martin.
Shame that someone couldn't break into his garage and do that before every race.
Fadden, though, is on another level compared to everybody really out there. He'll
Yes,
be
mate.
absolutely loving it.
I'm just sorting. Yeah, I'm going to sort the timing screens by fastest lap.
How fast was he through that chicane? Goodness me. He gained like nearly 1 second on me.
41.1, McFadden's best lap time, fastest lap of the race. Next fastest lap time is Martin van Loozenholt, who's a second slow, 1.1 seconds slower. Here's what happens if you've got a clean car. Here comes van Loozenholt then through Vivatsa. Has to understeer wide. That might just give Andrew Woodhouse enough space, but here comes the slipstream, Alex.
Yeah, he's not really gaining anything. In fact, he's slower in a straight line, so...
Oh, to be on the receiving end of that, Mr. Woodhouse, for once, as we go into the first corner.
Oh, it's bliss, isn't it?
After putting up for it for 24 hours of not being quick in a straight line, finally you've got a car that is quick down the straight.
Problem is, I've got one of the best in the world.
Oh yeah, winner of the official
Finally.
series. Bit wide there through Villeneuve. Oh, Van Loozenholt was even wider. Through Tosa. This looks like it's the main battle on track at the moment.
That feels good though.
Or maybe not. Honig and Rose are 4/10 of a second apart, so 2 battles going on. Are feeling good. There you go, heard it. So we've got to, that Honig Rose battle is over what is 6th and 7th. Honig up 2 positions. Biggest gainers, no surprises. Stuart McFadden and Tom Depke started at 10th and 12th respectively. Depke last as well. Then Andrew Woodhouse down 2 positions from the pole. Look at the speed that he goes. Yeah, through that. Luckily he gets back on the track before he gets a slowdown penalty, but here we go. On the way towards Rivatsa. Who's going to be latest on the brakes? It's Woodhouse. He locks the fronts. Van Loozenholt around the outside. He'll just understeer wide. He's got damage to the front wing. But now it's going to be a drag race down the straight. And I think I know who's going to win it. But now Van Loozenholt ducks into the slipstream. Andrew Woodhouse darting a belt all over the circuit. I think Martin
He's
Van
still
Loozenholt's
gaining though.
loving
How is
this.
this happening?
He's close enough now, I think.
Going to duck to the outside as we go under the bridge. 2 laps to go. He's going to be latest on the brakes. It's Andrew Woodhouse, I think. Van Loozenholt around the outside, but he can't get it done. But now he might set him up here through the exit of Tamburello. Woodhouse gives him the space on the outside. Now this is where Ongena careered into him on the opening lap. Andrew Woodhouse is clear as we go into Villeneuve. But he goes a little bit wide.
Oh my god.
He's going to find the inside. But the inside goes Martin Van Loozenholt into Tosa. But Andrew Woodhouse is going to get the cut back on the exit. And he's got the slipstream plus the cleaner front end as we go up the hill. He's going to go to the outside as we go into Piratella. Look at this. He turns in and is ahead. Fantastic move. Alex Simpson, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Loving it. Got a little smile on my face here. Martin will be enjoying it as well. He'll be frustrated that he hasn't got the straight line speed, but he'll be enjoying every little minute of it.
That's a Variante Alta. Oh. Close here. A lock up. Across the curves.
That's okay.
Van Loozenor nearly lost it. He's going for the inside. Now he's alongside. And it's now roles reversed. Andrew Woodhouse on the outside. Oh no, he's not. He's not clear. That's the straight line speed straight away. But Van Loozenor's late on the brakes. He goes up the inside of Andrew Woodhouse into the final part of Rivatsa. Andrew Woodhouse round the outside, and that front wing damage, Alex, that is really what is the deciding factor in this battle at the moment.
Yeah, massively. But yeah, it's great to see. And you've still got to defend, and yeah, Martin can still pick his move, and you can see if he can get close enough, the damage can be negated with the draft, and he still can get a run. But it's got to be really tucked up underneath his wing.
The Yorkshireman definitely testing the patience of the Dutchman, but he's got one more lap to try and get past. This is a battle for the final spot on the podium. At the moment, Woodhouse goes a bit deep there into Villeneuve. Low exit, but Martin Van Loozenor's been disqualified. There you go.
Oh.
That's useful.
Well, he held on to the position.
I think we might have a bit of silverware in the comms box by Thursday, hopefully then.
Oh, we'll see. I'm not to the end yet.
Or maybe bronzeware. It depends what kind of trophies we have. Yeah, a half a lap to go then. But
That's one of the most enjoyable fights I've ever had. I know it was an unfair fight, but that was awesome.
But one person who will definitely be happy is Stuart McFadden. Couldn't quite believe his luck, really. Started in 10th, somehow found himself in the lead by the time he got to Rivatsa, and has got a 10-second lead. He's loving it. He can afford to celebrate. He's got such a big lead. Stuart McFadden wins the final race of the day. Tom Depker started last. I'm sure he didn't think beyond his wildest dreams that he'd be getting second. But he is. And the Apex Academy driver, despite the disqualification of Van Loozenor, will get that second position.
Close between Stevens, Honig and Rose. These three.
But before all that,
if anything, it's going to be Rose and Honig that are going to go at it.
Andrew Woodhouse is going to come across the line in probably what has been the highlight of the evening. Look at that, he's delighted. Third position.
Look at this. Sorry, Adam, you've got to take a little look at this battle.
Oh my
just
God,
further
see it
back.
on the
It's so
relative.
close.
Here we go to the line. Kip Stevens should have it. Honig has got front wing damage. He can't pull alongside. It's going to be Stevens that gets fourth. Fifth Honig.
On the relative. How close was that in the end?
And sixth Christian Rose. Then Paul Denton with no rear wing. Credit to him for soldiering on. And then eighth is going to be Roy Ververke. Where is he? He is just coming out of Aqua Minerale now on his way towards Variante Alta. What a great race. Even though most of the drivers were eliminated in the opening corner. Oh goodness me, have you seen the crabbing on Ververke's car, Alex?
You haven't. Let's find him.
Oh,
Poor old Roy. He's always in the wars, isn't he?
Here we go, through the final corner. He's just got it to the left, and look at that. Something out of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I think. He crosses the line and takes 8th place. Van Loozenor ending then 1 lap down. Ongena 7 laps down. First of all he collided with Woodhouse, then at Villeneuve I think he gave up altogether. Cullinan, he was one of the main casualties in the mess at the first corner, and Jack Keithley likewise turned into probably had terminal damage and then turned into Martin Van Loozenor to try and take him with him. And what a great battle that was. And yeah, Martin Van Loozenor disqualified on the final lap of the race for picking up too many off-track points. Well, we do have a driver to interview, and he's our colleague, Andrew Woodhouse, 3rd place.
Too busy doing donuts. No.
Don't drink and do donuts unless you're on iRacing. Yes. Oh, he's collided with McFadden.
Hey, look! What a race that was! Fantastic race. That was a lot of fun.
Hey, what, the 3 races of disappointment probably all worth it. I think.
That's
brilliant.
No, that was brilliant. I was just disappointed all the way through that I didn't really have a car which I could fight anybody, and it couldn't really fight anybody. So and I kept making a few mistakes. In that last race, the car felt good, everything felt good. Martin gave me a brilliant race, so thanks to him for like clean and fair driving and all that. And yeah, we got to celebrate with the winner, and I'm sure he'll be really happy as well because that's his first first meeting in the series for Mr. McFadden. He continues to impress us.
And most importantly, you didn't take out any of the Apex cars, which
no,
which is why you're down there and I'm up here.
I did get taken out by one.
There you go.
My goal difference is +1.
There we go. We do have an interview, and we do have Stuart McFadden, the race 4 winner. So we've got a commentary box full of happy drivers, I think. Stuart McFadden, first race meeting in this series, and you get a win in race 4.
I know it's better success in this series than the BSRTC, and I've done about maybe 50 odd races in that.
Well, you started 10th, which is nearly last. And talk us through what on earth was going on in the Tamburello chicane. There's about a few cars off there.
I would say more than a few.
I wouldn't say that now.
I don't really know, to be honest. I think somebody just spun, and then somebody else spun, and then it was just a kind of concertina effect, and I just managed to find my way through, which is kind of unusual for myself. I'm usually the one creating instance, but
I'm just looking back at it actually now. I just
have a look how you managed to get through all that.
And then somebody ghosted, and then somebody stopped in front of me, and somebody, I don't know if it ghosted, but I went through someone, and I was like, "What the hell's what is happening here?"
And then
I was kind of, "Oh, you go, mate."
And then you saw Ongener and Woodhouse both off.
Yeah, it was, and I don't know if it was. I thought it was Kip, and then it wasn't. Then two people spun going into that left-right chicane. I don't know what it is, but it was a close call. I don't know who it was, but somebody came back onto the track, and I had to kind of go into the curb a wee bit, but I still survived, so no issues there.
And after that, really, it was just making sure you didn't spin off at all. You were setting in some pretty quick lap times there. I think next quickest car on track was Tom Depko, and he was half a second slower. So he really had things in control from then.
Yeah, I just tried to get myself into my rhythm. Didn't want to make any silly mistakes because that would have been quite embarrassing. And just kind of controlled the race for there. It was kind of like the Sim Cup race on Saturday, where that was basically my race. Trying to stay out of trouble and then just try and get myself into a rhythm. So it was kind of second nature to me, but obviously because I had the experience in the Sim Cup and how it look after the tyres and things like that, so I wouldn't exactly say it was second nature. I was the wrong choice of words, but you know what I mean.
Next week, it's a place where we were at last week for the BSRTC, Virginia International Raceway. Planning thoughts on going there, or is it just a one-off?
Going by the success today, maybe not a one-off, but I'll see how it goes. I've not got a lot of money at the moment, so I'll see how it goes.
Before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
Just all my teammates for all the people that have helped me trying to understand the setup in this Renault. And yeah, that's thanks to the admins for making such a good and fun series, and thanks to you guys for the excellent broadcasting that you do. And well done to Andrew for driving and commentating, because that's some serious skill needed for that.
Oh, there wasn't much commentary going on. Not at the end.
But well done for it.
I'll come and join you with some donuts at the end there, mate.
Yeah, that was good. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I spun into the wall, but probably did.
No, I hit you.
Oh, right.
Process has been lodged.
I came over and hit you on purpose. It's fine.
Yeah, I would protest that. I would protest that.
Yeah. Silverstone this week as well. I should also mention BSRTC. You and the Automech guys ready for that?
Yeah, we've been really working hard on the setup, trying to get as much speed out of the car as we can. Obviously, because of the new tyre model, it's absolutely horrible at understeer. So, just trying to make the tyres last over a period of time. Obviously, with Silverstone having fast, abrasive corners, corners like Bridge, Copse, Maggots, and Beckett's, they really kind of kill the tyres. So, trying to be fast. And also trying to save the tyres is obviously quite a big issue, so we've been kind of working on that. So hopefully it all pays off on Thursday night, but we don't know until then.
Yeah, I have to agree. I tried the Kia with the new tyre model at this actual track, and it wasn't enjoyable at all. So yeah, quite a few cars will be expected on the grid for that one. Well, Stuart, well done on the win.
Thank you very much.
Started towards the rear, and yeah, well done. We'll hopefully see you, and we'll hopefully chat to you after a good race meeting in the BSR TC on Thursday.
Yeah, hopefully. I'll always come down for an interview anyway because I quite enjoy it. So.
Right, thanks for talking to us.
No bother, man.
Yeah, Adam, I'll second that as well after my races in the Kia. It's a tough. The changes have really made it quite difficult to drive, actually.
Yeah, compared to memories of Donington for me, where the car was actually really fun to drive around the circuit like that. But yeah, going to Imola with the new tyre model, it was really difficult to get the car to turn in and get the apex. So yeah. Right then, that pretty much rounds up our coverage for the evening here on Apex Racing TV from the British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship. As we've been saying, next week we go to Virginia International Raceway for 4 races around there. I think we've already been there once before. There's a bit of contact there from what I remember. Graham Cowell had a bit of a hefty shunt at the Oak Tree Bend. But this week, yep, BSR TC, it continues. It just rolls on. 50 plus cars expected at Silverstone, as it is the British Grand Prix this week. And then, this weekend, watch out for some coverage on Apex Racing TV as well. There's probably going to be something on. But my thanks to Alex for being on the cameras and joining me in the comms box. And once again, well done to Andrew Woodhouse for getting a podium there and for joining us in the commentary box to commentate whilst racing. It is an art, really.
Fun.
Definitely. F1 2017 after F1 2016 after this, perhaps? I don't even.
Yes, I think so.
There you go. The racing never ends here on Apex Racing. That pretty much rounds everything up. And we'll hopefully see you at Virginia International Raceway for the next instalment of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Formula Renault Championship. From all of us here at Imola, from myself, from Alex, and from Andrew, goodbye.